Hello, welcome to the Ghost Pepper Lollipop, where the takes are spicy, the host is sweet, and we engage multiple things can be true at the same time, and often are. This week, we are going to actually not do a reaction. We'll be talking about some content. I want to discuss unearned privilege. It's going to be a sort of a theme, and I think you'll understand that it already sort of has been a bit of a theme for us. And I want to sort of introduce the language tonight. And what do you mean that unearned privilege has given us brain damage? So I want you to understand that if I say you're brain damaged by your unearned privilege, I need you to understand what the hex I mean by your brain damaged by your unearned privilege. So let's look at what do I mean by unearned privilege. Tonight I'm going to show you a creator that I really enjoy. We're going to go through some content that they have done. They're going to kind of showcase unearned privilege, and we're going to move forward into sort of some examples of unearned privilege. Let's do this.
Similarly, men socialized under patriarchy are taught to suppress emotional awareness, leading to a lack of empathy. One place this shows up clearly is in the media that boys grow up with. In many TV shows, video games, and action movies aimed at boys, the main characters rarely express concern for others. Instead, heroes are rewarded for independence and playing it cool, demonstrating emotional detachment. Characters like Batman or James Bond are typically portrayed as stoic loners whose emotional restraint is part of their strength. When those are your models for manhood, empathy isn't just absent, it's actively avoided. Worse, we also see this decreased empathy being flaunted by public male role models. Influential voices like Andrew Tate and even Jordan Peterson and Elon Musk openly discourage emotional sensitivity and empathy, framing them as liabilities rather than strengths.
The fundamental weakness of Western civilization is empathy.
Their platforms openly celebrate self-interest and detachment, which contributes to a cultural script that tells boys, caring too much makes you weak. You know everyone else on the planet? F their feelings. These men who seem to value intelligence and also believe men are more intelligent than women might be interested to know that there are scientific studies showing that having power, especially the unearned power that comes from being born into a privileged place in the hierarchy, causes brain impairment. I'm not joking. One study, led by psychologist Sukhvinder Obi, found that when people were made to feel powerful, their brains became less responsive to others. Specifically, activity dropped in the brain's mirror neuron system, a part of the brain that helps us empathize and feel connected to other people. This same reduction in mirroring has also been seen in individuals with traumatic brain injuries. In other words, holding unearned power can cause brain damage.
One thing I feel like I should note before I move forward is that this creator is referring to the book about emotionally immature parents and relating that to men. And so a lot of these things will correlate with that book. And also, I will include the research playlist for that this is in so that y'all can look at it and watch the full video. I won't be showing you the whole video. But you should be going and looking at this creator and all of the creators that I showcase. I feel like it's very important that we give them the love and recognition that they so ardently deserve. They're out here doing a lot of hard work and breaking down patriarchy. The creator that I'm showcasing now is just amazing and doing a lot of emotional labor to try to help you gentlemen. So, don't shun the help. I'm just saying, don't shun the help. So many of these things that we're going to talk about will also correlate to other emotionally immature people and other emotionally stunted people. I think that we should be working towards a place of emotional completeness or completeness in general, balanced completeness. And this society can't run if we do that, because the patriarchs like that Elon Musk fellow don't want us to be able to have a functioning, healthy society. If we did that, then he wouldn't have puppets to play with and to step on so that he can get his jollies. You know, he's a deeply miserable man. And if he doesn't get to play with you like you're a little toy and dupe you, he has no joy in his life. You are his favorite pawn, gentlemen. I mean, it would be a shame if y'all took his favorite toy away from him. It would be so deeply sad. For him, not for me. I would dance in the streets. Literally partying in the streets. Yes, not even gonna lie. I would celebrate. Anyway, back to what she was referring to here. The emotional
framing them as
sensitivity and discouragement isn't only discouraging the emotional sensitivity and empathy. That's not the only thing that gets shut off. The ability to manage those hard emotions, those challenging emotions that you as a social species feel regardless of if you're trying to suppress them or not. These feelings happen whether you feel them or not. So what you end up doing is you end up doing this self-abuse cycle where you push them down, push them down, and push them down, and then they become behaviors that other people around you can't engage with, don't want to engage with, and refuse to engage with. And therefore, you get left alone. And we already know that y'all don't like the loneliness. I think you need to be lonelier because you don't seem to be getting the picture of why you're lonely, but y'all are whining about it and calling it a crisis, and I'm trying to help you here. So, get it together. This is why you're experiencing this crisis, is because you're not engaging the full breadth of your humanity. You're suppressing these parts of you that have to be expressed. You can't constantly suppress emotions and expect them to simply disappear. I wish it was like that. I really kind of do a lot of the time, but it's not. Our emotions are part of our humanity. We're a social species. And so expressing and experiencing these feelings has to be done completely. It's like a cycle, sort of like a stress cycle is how it was explained to me in therapy, and the way that I sort of engage it in life. You have to complete the stress cycle. So like, just like if you go to a comedy show, you're going to go and they're going to build you up, build the stress up, 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 and then you explode with laughter, and the cycle's complete, and you feel completed. You can feel that complete stress cycle when you get to the laughing part. And that's the goal. The goal is to get you to do that with all of your emotions, because you're an entire person. You're an entire person that's part of a social species that has these emotional cycles, and you need to feel the emotional cycle all the way through so that it can complete. Let's move forward and see what else she has.
many times have we seen powerful men respond to abuse accusations with, "That could not have happened," or "She was probably lying"?
I can absolutely categorically tell you it never happened.
Let me be clear. That never happened.
That's wrong.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
So that's just some stupid girl making up bullshit.
When men argue that gender inequality isn't real because their personal experience of society doesn't feel oppressive, they're engaging in affective realism. And yes, it's a sign of emotional immaturity. Next.
I mean, it's true though. Y'all really do say that and think that we're that foolish. And y'all are like, we don't see it that way, so it's not true. Meh. It's absurd. Y'all know it's absurd, right? I know y'all know it's absurd. I ain't even gonna ask you. You know it's absurd. And it's stunting you. You're a little brain damaged because of it. I'm gonna need you to keep paying attention because there's more. There's more. We have to help you fix the brain damage. So I have to show you these things It's the only way you're going to fix the brain damage, because y'all are out here thinking that you're okay, and you're not. You're really not. But we're going to get you there. Because I believe in you until you believe in you. We got this. We'll be a team. Teamwork, it makes the dream work, right?
Number 4, moral exceptionalism. Have you ever met a man who just can't be wrong? Like he's never been wrong about anything in his life?
I'm smart, you're dumb. I'm big, you're little. I'm right, you're wrong. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Emotionally immature adults and men socialized under strong patriarchy both tend to see themselves as unquestionably the good guys. So if they do harm, they either excuse it or outright deny it. And this belief that they can't be the bad guy totally blocks accountability and growth. Levi Murray says it this way.
When you think about the male experience being centered as ideal, in order for it to maintain its worth and its value and stay at the center, it has to be beyond critique. Patriarchy works to release men from accountability whenever possible and hold all others to rigid standards of accountability. It is a way to support the power imbalance. This also makes it very difficult for men conditioned in this way to truly ever apologize for having caused harm to others. There is a lot of cognitive dissonance for these men about if there actually was harm in the first place, in addition to apologizing, feeling like an existential threat to these men because it means they're wrong or they're bad.
When presented with evidence that they hurt someone, men often fall into a deflection spiral. They deny, dismiss, downplay, and then blame. It's a textbook defense mechanism of emotionally immature adults. And it's a behavior patriarchy enables in men and boys. Because if men are always right, then admitting a mistake threatens your very identity as a man.
I do not apologize.
They want me to apologize. That's not gonna happen.
Do not apologize.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Protecting the ego is far more important than healing the wounds of those you've harmed.
And y'all will protect your egos at all costs. That is the only thing y'all care about, and it shows. Is protecting yourselves, your egos. And it's really rather sad, because you could have amazing engagements with other people if you could just let go of the ego a little bit. People that are socialized as women, as girls and women, experience ego death repeatedly through our lives. We never really build a good ego, or it takes us time and it takes us therapy and stuff to build a real ego. And even a healthy ego is hard because we're constantly being trampled by your egos. And the fact that y'all don't experience ego death stunts you. It makes it so that you can't possibly fathom the entire breadth of your human experience, and you won't experience it. You will stunt yourself in order to be a good little puppet for the patriarchy, because you know where their favorite place for their hand is. The favorite place for a patriarch's hand is right up your butt. Meep, 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 meep. Meep, 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 meep. Y'all meep so nicely. You know it's their favorite. They love it when you meep for them. Y'all meep so good. Y'all are really good at meeping for the patriarchs. It's their favorite thing. They say meep, 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 meep. You're the favorite of the patriarchs. But not the women. We don't like you. We choose the bear. Oh, you didn't like that one. Well, you know what you're supposed to do now, right? Did you forget from last week? Okay, I'll tell you. Lace your shoe up and walk yourself to correct, or to type your snarky little comment right down below. I read them. I even answer them. I am willing to engage and talk to your shit asses. I am. I may not engage your shenanigans, but I will talk to you about your shenanigans. And I will help you have a place where you can practice being accountable and being, complete and balanced. A person. You want to be a person, don't you? You were put here to be a person. Don't you think you're a person? I think you're a person. But if you don't think you're a person, you can keep acting like a fool. It's not really my choice. I'm here to help you, though. I am. I'm trying. Let's see what else is here. What else we can point to show unearned privilege and how it stunts y'all. Now, this next one, y'all are not gonna like it. You're gonna be like, man, why is that on the list? Well, because the patriarchs are billionaires, Boo Bear, and they're teaching you bad habits. All right, let's watch. Let's see what I got here. Let's see what there's here.
Transactional worldviews. In a transactional worldview, relationships are often about usefulness, not connection. Emotionally immature parents might demonstrate a transactional worldview by valuing their children according to how much time, help, or even money their children provide for their parents, or how much validation and status they offer them by conforming to the parents' wishes. In patriarchal systems, which are often capitalistic systems as well, all people, but men in particular, are socialized to evaluate interactions in terms of utility, what status they bring, what assets might be gained or lost. This shows up everywhere, in workplaces where mentorship is replaced by competitive ladder climbing, in romantic relationships where many men are taught to equate love with the transaction of money for housework and sex. Even in friendships, men sometimes struggle to reach out unless there's a reason, like a shared activity or an urgent need, because emotional closeness for its own sake isn't seen as profitable or practical. In The Will to Change, Bell Hooks writes that under patriarchy, men are taught to treat love as something to earn through performance, rather than something to practice through connection. Hooks tells us that males are not allowed simply to be who they are and to glory in their unique identity. Their value is always determined by what they do. And when love is framed as a transaction like this, it limits men's capacity for intimacy and fosters emotional disconnection, or even exploitation of others. All of this encourages men to see relationships not as sacred or mutual, but as strategic. And when patriarchy reduces love to a ledger, men lose their capacity for deep connection, impoverishing themselves and everyone around them. So there are the top 5 overlaps between emotionally immature adults and many men raised within.
Okay, so essentially there is a connection, and well, maybe not a connection so much as a correlation and a similarness between emotionally immature adults and men in general. And there are 5 things that we need to address for discussion of unearned privilege and how that harms men's ability to be whole, balanced people. Egocentrism and narcissism, decreased empathy, affective realism, moral exceptionalism, and transactional worldviews. Wanted to go ahead and note those and make sure that that list is there in your minds. Please do check the video notes and get the long form of this video. It is full of amazing information that can help you to be a more complete human, to have a more full social experience, because we're a social species, all of us. Every person is part of this social species, and it's time that men start acting like people and not like monsters or bosses or deities. Because the fact is, you're being stunted and they're stealing from you while they get you to act like this. They're actively taking from you. Let's see what else is here. I'm pretty sure we have some more information here that might help y'all. In this next little bit, I want to show you the complete and incomplete. Now, I'm not in love with the language that the creator in this video uses, but for the topic of their video, it works quite well, and I will also include the video, the playlist, so that you can access this, because I think it's really good information. And this particular video is about why religious tools don't work for women. And we are seeing more men engage in religion than women. And I probably haven't told y'all this, or some of you may be new enough here to not realize I am anti-theist. I believe that it gives people the excuse to disregard this life and treat it as if it's unimportant, because they're going to have their insides scooped out and go be a fluffy cloud with no thoughts somewhere. And that, for some reason, seems better to them. To me, that sounds absolutely terrifying. I believe that a lot of men have womb envy and wish that they could create life, which I understand to a degree. Like, I have been pregnant and I have delivered humans into the world. I would like for y'all to know it is a horrendous process. It is very frightening. It is always, always dangerous. And I understand the envy of being able to do it. It doesn't give you the right to oppress and suppress us, though. So, I believe that oftentimes the reason that men are drawn to this male creator, this sky daddy, is because it gives them this feeling like they too can connect to creation in a way that they have no understanding of. And I think that that's something that y'all need to unpack. I think that y'all need to address that and feel those feelings completely, because I think that once you complete that stress cycle, you'll be held back by it far, far less than you seem to be now. All right, so let's look at this next bit with keeping in mind that I am an anti-theist. So the divine and the profane to me are kind of asinine terms. So for me, we're going to be going with the emotionally mature and complete masculine, and the emotionally mature and complete feminine, and the emotionally immature and incomplete masculine, and the emotionally immature and incomplete feminine. Even though the creator says profane and divine, for me, emotionally incomplete and unbalanced, emotionally complete and balanced. Let's go.
She said that humanity's goal is to move from the profane to the divine. But those who are socialized to be masculine and those who are socialized to be feminine require different roads to get there. The profane masculine is putting the wants and needs of the self above the good of the whole. It's conquering, hoarding wealth, being power hungry.
I am the king!
Greedy, selfish, and violent. It's, I'm gonna take whatever I want to just because I can. I'm gonna take over this country, or have sex with this woman, or level this forest because I want to. The divine masculine is putting other people's needs above our own. It's kindness, forgiveness, selflessness, and compassion. It's, I could hoard resources, but I choose to share. I could have power, but I refuse it. I look out for the whole instead of just myself. The profane feminine overgives, overserves, is overly selfless, is used and abused. It's, I exist to give and serve. In the face of bad behavior, I will stay silent and I will continue to please. I will not ruffle any feathers or make anyone upset. I look out for the whole at the expense of myself. Everyone else's needs are prioritized above my own. It's accommodating others' desires even when resentment is silently oozing out of my eyeballs. This was me at the Christmas party, and I'll bet it's a lot of women watching right now, and maybe a lot of our mothers. The divine feminine is the protector. It's standing up in the face of injustice. It's, I will not allow oppression and abuse. It's holy power, taking up space, speaking up, protecting against wrongdoing, ensuring equity not only for others, but also for the self. It's honoring and protecting our own desires, rest, and goals.
Pay close attention to the fact that she said socialized to be masculine or feminine, because what we understand masculinity and femininity to be currently and since patriarchy began is a socialized system. I mean, it's going to be a socialized system anyway, because the constructs of gender are socialized, and they're a concept. They're a psychological concept. Gender is what exists in our minds, in how we relate to our sex and our understanding of what that sex should be like or not like. So our internal schema, our internal sort of tapestry that describes what we see ourselves as is the guide to our gender. And so we're socialized in the society to be to have our gender associated with either boy or girl, depending on what the doctor decides to assign us based on what he's looking at, because we don't use much sense or logic and actually understanding in how these systems work. I think the important language that she uses there is socialized to be masculine or socialized to be feminine. Gender is a social construct. It is how we see ourselves as relates to our understanding of sex. And our tapestry, our internal schema that describes to us what our relation to our sex is what our gender ends up being. And there are a lot of people that want to confound that and confuse that and make it into something way more complicated than it needs to be, when all you really need to do is show basic decency and respect to other people and address them as they request to be addressed. I understand that for a lot of you, there's a deep, deep homophobia that you have a deep, deep fear of, because you know that guy over there, he might think a mean thing about you, or Sky Daddy might know that you liked somebody that he didn't think you should, and then you won't get to have your insides scooped out and be a fluffy cloud with no feelings. How is that not terrifying to y'all? How is it not terrifying to be told you're going to go to this place where there is no suffering, and yet there's people that you know and love that don't get to go there? But you're not going to, there's no suffering there. So they have to scoop out all the parts of you that love those people and care for those people to make you a fluffy cloud that doesn't disrupt their system. That sounds absolutely horrifying to me. Absolutely horrifying. And yet people use that as an excuse to not engage life on this earth, to not do better, to not behave as if it matters what we do here. And gentlemen, it matters. Inventing some Sky Daddy that takes accountability away from y'all isn't helping you do better. And you're going to extinctify the species. If you don't believe me, check out what's happening with the 4B movement overseas. They may be the first people to extinctify their country because we are not going to continue this. Y'all can choose to change this. Y'all can choose to do better. Or you can be the reason why this species goes extinct. And make no mistake, gentlemen, you will be the reason. Even those of you that think you're good, if you aren't out there actively being anti-misogynist, actively being anti-patriarchal, you are part of the issue, my friend. And we will go extinct because of it. It's what it is. It really sucks though. So I really, really, really hope that y'all will like take the lifesaver that's being thrown to you and you know, grab on and let us pull you to shore, please. I'm not going to play the audio for this because I don't think that it's going to be helpful for people to make fun of this man. I don't think that it's good for our society to have these belief structures because of what it can do to people. This is unearned privilege. One of the things that often happens is these people will either be painted as crazy or in need of mental health help, which they are. Also, likely he's been enabled most of his life. Also, this man is now wrapped in a veil of innocence. No matter what he's done to anybody he cares about, he's wrapped in a veil of innocence forever because this particular delusion took him. This man went into a church and did self-harm, and people all over the internet are making fun of him and treating him as if this is somehow his failing. This is society's failing. To allow people to continue to believe this in this harmful way and tell people like me, it's rude to question their religion. Well, if your religion is stomping on my one and only life, yeah, I'm going to question it. And if your religion is causing men like this to hurt themselves in this way, I'm going to question it. This man is on a police body cam. And do you think society or anybody's going to give him real help? No. And this could be you, gentlemen. This is a God complex due to unearned privilege. That is how this happens. Unearned privilege causes y'all to shut down your logic, your reason, your sense, your empathy. You shut it off for yourself, you shut it off for others, and you risk being that man. And that's going to hurt y'all in ways that you can't even fathom right now. And so many of you may just be laughing at this man and his misfortune. And that's sad too, because so many of you could be him. So many of you probably already act like him. I'm not trying to trash on y'all. And I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I need you to feel something, though. And if it's not wanting to be this, that would be really awesome. If y'all could feel and allow yourselves to complete your stress cycles and process your emotions, we wouldn't have to keep having these conversations and we would not be facing extinction. Because I'm telling y'all, we don't feel an obligation to you. Nobody wants to give birth to somebody that's just going to turn around and hurt them and abuse them and everybody they care about. It is too much work. It is too hard, and you pay for it forever to bring a human into this world. Nobody wants to bring y'all into this world anymore. We will choose extinction over reverting and being property or being any of the things that this administration and these tough men think that they want to revert us back to. We will not live with a boot on our necks. We will end the species. Y'all's choice. I'm trying to help you. Take that freaking lifesaver or leave it floating. I really don't get a choice in what y'all do. If I did, y'all would definitely be choosing to do better. For now, I'm gonna believe in you until you do, and I'm gonna keep showing you these things and hope that you decide to set a better example. Set the example you want to see. Set the example you can be proud of. And when other men are setting an example that disgusts you and makes you cringe, tell them. Tell them gross. Ew, nobody wants to be around that. Tell them. Don't leave it up to their victims. That's your friend, isn't it? Don't you care about him? Don't you want him to have good engagements in his life? Oh, wait. It's weak to care about other men. It's really weird because y'all are homosocial as hell. You only care about what each other think, but it's weak to care about each other. I'm gonna need y'all to work that one out and process it, and maybe somebody explain it to me in the comments, because that is just, those maths don't math, and I don't know how to process that shit. I don't know how to process half of what y'all throw at me, though, so here we are. I guess we are where we are. Oh, y'all. Alright. It's time for the things. I have therapy prompts for you, because it's time to do the things. Therapy prompts being one of the things. So, therapy prompts that I owe you responses to. Some decisions are simple as fuck. Others take a little more thought. What decision is long overdue in your life? Make it now. No takebacks. I did make a decision. It is personal. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I will tell you I made a decision to do something that will help me and my whole family. So, yay! Now, who do you go to when you want to hear that you're absolutely fucking right and need a vote of confidence? I have a few people. They are on the purple team, and they are amazing and awesome, and I have known them for several years, and I adore them. Also, my partner and my kid. I don't just go to them when I want to hear I'm right, though. I also go to them when I need to hear I'm wrong, or when I need somebody to be really, really honest with me and tell me either way whether I'm right or I'm wrong, without fluffing it for me. And they're amazing. I'm so lucky to have a few people like that in my community, and I love them. Y'all know who you are. I love you. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. I can't even tell you. I'm gonna get all sappy, and y'all are gonna have me tearing up over here. I gotta stop. Let me go. Okay. Prompts for next week. Prompts for next week. Who can you go to when you need to hear that you're absolutely fucking wrong because you kind of already know deep down? Okay, I already answered that, so I'm gonna have to give you different ones because it's the same people. I'm so lucky. Oh goodness, I am so lucky that like the same people that I need to go to hear I'm wrong are the same people I go to hear I'm right. I feel so lucky, y'all. I appreciate y'all that give me that so much. I can't even tell y'all how much that means to me. Thank you so much for being y'all and being so great to me. I'm so lucky. All right, prompts for next week. What little things in the greater scheme do other people do that piss you off? List your top 20 here. Then share a copy with friends so they know better. Oh, that one. We're going to have to unpack that one during a live stream on Purple Team. That one could be interesting. And then the next one is, no matter how fucking ridiculous it may sound to someone else, what's one reasonable goal you can accomplish today? Ooh, that's a good one. Y'all should do that all week. I think that you should do one every day. No matter how silly, how small, how absurd, set yourself a reasonable goal and see if you can make it every day for a week. I think that that goal should be doing that thing you do. You know, that thing you do. That thing you do. Where every time you say a bad thing about you, you say two good things about you because you're trying to build a better rapport with you. That thing you do. Yeah, I think that should be your goal this week. Every day. It should be your goal every day. It really should. Because you deserve to talk to you better. You're the only you you're ever going to get. So be good to you. Now, I need to talk to y'all about something really important. It's like, it's vital to survival. I need food. I like food. It's good. It's delicious. I like to try new foods. I like to make new recipes. I like to make lots of breads. I grow my own yeast and I make breads, and I like to make cakes, and I like to make other foods, and I like food. Will you help me buy food? I have a Ko-fi. If you put money in it, I'll buy food. It would be delicious. I will also get a door for this space, and there will be less dogging noises. I know there's a lot of dogging noises. Or if you don't want to just put money in my Ko-fi, I do have the merch. The merch is kind of cool. I have the Ice Melts Democracy, the Never an Inseal, a few others. Check it out. Just go click the clicks. Even if you just click the clicks, that helps. All right, y'all, let me celebrate you. Woohoo! You made it to the end of another video. All right, you have been celebrated in the most absurd manner imaginable. I wish some of you very well. I wish some of you kind of well. I wish some of you the day you deserve. And I wish others of you... See you later! See you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye. See you later.